Shalom, shalom, it's falling Yahshua. Welcome again to the Rock. First, I wanted to send my condolences and my thoughts and my prayers go out to you brothers and sisters that are in the path of this Hurricane Ida. Be careful. Be careful. May Yah, get you through this with as little to no damage as possible or harm to your household or your family. Man, looks like it's about to come up to Louisiana, Mississippi, and then go through Tennessee and finish off in the Kentucky area. So prayers go out to you. What am I doing right now? Right here, you see, I have about 27 gallons of water right here, about, and I have feed. Excuse me. These trash cans are all filled with feed, chicken feed. I keep them filled up. And what I do is I actually ferment my feed. So I'll put my chicken feed in there, let it ferment, and I do this once a week for my chickens, or once a week and a half for my chickens. It makes the food healthier when you ferment the chicken feed, and it actually doubles it. So 50% water, 50% feed, and that bin will swell the food up. I mix it, of course. I mix it daily, add water as I need, but because that water will be absorbed by that feed, but it'll double the chicken feed. So instead of giving them a bucket of dry feed, I'm actually giving them a half bucket of dry feed that's fermented, which means it swells up, it absorbed the water, and it fermented. So it's more nutritious for your chickens, it fills them up faster, and it saves me money. Hallelujah. Just a little idea for those of you that may want chickens. There's a way to do it that you can actually double your feed and cut down your cost a lot. I've been doing it for, 5-6 months right now, maybe a year, somewhere around there, and it works really well. Chickens like it. Anyways, brothers, this walk, not just this walk, but homesteading, it's not a competition. I'm not doing this to compete. Let me just tell you, I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this because this is the vision that the Father gave me. I'm doing this because I can see it in the book. That's why I'm doing this. I don't do YouTube videos as a competition. I don't do YouTube videos to prove nothing to you. I'm not doing this to prove it to anybody. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this so my children can have an inheritance. I'm doing this to set the groundwork, the ground foundation for my children and my children's children, if the world lasts that long. But I'm doing this for the preservation of my family. I'm doing this because it's a better life. I'm not doing this as a competition. I'm not doing this to prove to you anything. I'm not. These videos that I do, I don't do this to prove them. I do this to hopefully be an inspiration, to give something that you can imitate, to persuade you to come out and live this lifestyle, because that's in the book. So I show you that a person with meager means, a person that had to work throughout the process, who had to have a regular job, worked at a hospital, and I busted my butt at work 12 hours a day, 60 hours a week, and still came home and built this homestead to the point where now, praise Yah, I am where I am. I'm not doing this so that I could say, look at me. Yah gives to each person as he is able to handle. You think of the parable of the talents. One got 5, one got 2, and one got 1. Yah didn't give them all the same talents. Let's just say I have 15 acres, 18 acres. If you have 2 acres, don't compare your 2 acres to my 15 acres. Don't compare my chicken coop to your chicken coop. What this chicken coop should show you is you can build a chicken coop without spending a lot of money. This is not to show you, well, if you don't do it my way, I'm setting the standard of how to build chicken coops. No, I'm not. I built something that works for me and my household. I built something that works for me and my finances. I built something that works for me and my chickens. I wasn't concerned about anybody else. I wasn't concerned about making a YouTube video. I got to build this chicken coop with certain specs so I could make a YouTube video so I could impress some sisters or impress some brothers out there. That's not why I did it. Everything that I do here in my homestead, I go off the vision that the Father gave me, and I do it for myself and my household, my wives and my children. So if you don't have 18 acres or 15 acres, do what the best of what you have. If you have a quarter acre, if you have a half acre, if you have 1 acre, if you have 50 acres, you know, my beloved brothers, Brother David and Brother Andre and myself, our homesteads all look different. There are things in their homesteads that I don't have in my homestead. There are things in my homestead they don't have in their homestead. For instance, my brothers have cows. Well, as you can see, my background, that's what the rock looks like. That. I built the rock. Everything that you see, I built out of that. Meaning I had to clear cut stuff, move trees out of the way, and then plant the gardens, and then build the house, and then build the sheds, and then build the chicken coops. You see I have the 2 chicken coops. There's one here, and there's one way down there. You'll see it down there. Wait, down there. Now, is this aesthetically pleasing to the eyes? I don't care. I built this to enclose chickens, not to make it on somewhat the home gardening network. I didn't do this to, I gotta hurry up and make some YouTube videos showing my chicken coop, showing my chicken run. I made something that fit my finances, that fit my household. See, so many of y'all, because of this culture we live in, we always feel like we're trying to prove ourselves to somebody. We always feel like we're trying to compete against somebody. That's the problem with men. Everything that we do is a competition. Instead of it being an inspiration, instead of it being an example, it's a competition. Well, I don't have money to spend all this extra money to make things aesthetically pleasing. I need it to work. The vehicles that I drive may not be aesthetically pleasing, but they do what I want them to do. They get me from point A to point B. And if you have the money to buy things that are aesthetically pleasing, hallelujah, that's awesome. I don't. But too many of you look at this as, if I don't do it a certain way, I'm not homesteading. Says who? If I don't do it a certain way, I'm not serious. Says who? Says all these other people who aren't on your homestead, who don't know your situation, who don't know your finances. We got people out there that have expensive ass guns. $2,000, $2,500, $3,000 rifles, who live in an apartment. Wouldn't it have been better to just sell you got thousands upon thousands of dollars in firearms with no land? No land. You have a $55,000 car, but you can barely pay your rent. See, our priorities are off because we spend so much time doing shit. And this is what the social media things opened up. It's opened up a I'm better than you type atmosphere. It's opened up competition. Instead of us, especially as y'all's people, using this medium as a way of doing what the elders did. Persuade, give them something to imitate, and inspire, showing them something that they could follow. We use this as a means to try and prove how much better we are than other people. When we can clearly see in the word where Yahshua clearly gave us a parable of the talents. One got 5, one got 2, and one got 1. The only one that was not fit, the only one that was a slothful servant, is the one that had 1 talent. Not because of any reason, but he buried it in the sand. He buried his talent in the sand. The one that had 2 doubled it. The master was happy with him. The one that had 5 doubled it. The master was happy with him. The one that had 1 lost his, and the master took it and gave it to the one that had 5. Well, now he had 10, so now he has 11. And even then, the one that had 2, who now has 4, doesn't have to sit back and say, well, why didn't I get it? He got more than I did. Yah's giving him what he can handle. Yah's giving us men what we can handle. What we can be a good steward of. Yah's giving it to us. It's not a means for me to compete against somebody else and say, well, you only got a half acre. No, why don't we help that brother who has that half acre and show him, hey, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. That brother that has 1 acre. Because I sure know I'd be listening to brothers that have 1 acre, I'd be listening to brothers that have 50 acres. And that's the thing about homesteading. This thing is not a competition. I'm not competing against other people. I look and I learn what I can do using other people's examples. Hey, this brother's homestead over here, he's got this going on. This brother's homestead over here, he's got this going on. I can't afford that, or I don't have the means to purchase that, but I can do this instead. I may not have a tractor, but if I'm willing to dig the pond and move the soil, I can be the tractor. The family can help out. This is not a competition. This is not a I'm better than you or you're better than me. This is an opportunity for us to be something true, follow the vision that the Father has given us, and maybe, just maybe, be an example to others. That's why I have this channel. That's why I show the videos. I'm not doing these videos to try and prove to you how great of a person I am, because really, I don't give a damn what most of y'all think. If you don't think that this is the right thing to do, then don't do it. If you think it's the right thing to do, then hallelujah, may it be a blessing to you. But I don't sit up here and try to persuade or try to prove how great of a person I am by the fact that I'm homesteading. I tell you why I do it. I try to inspire brothers. I try to give an example. I try to show you, hey, without a lot of money, you can do it. Is it going to be hard? Yes. Yes. May you have to work harder? Sure. But shit, it's better to have your own mean cottage on your own land and live that and be content with life. Be content with what the Father's given you and work hard continually to better what you have. So that if Yah is setting you up in a position to bless you further, you're ready to receive it. You know, it's great that Yah may be pouring out blessings so many that you're not ready to receive them, but shit, shouldn't you have a storehouse? Shouldn't you have something ready to receive the blessings? Yah's pouring out a vision to you and your eyes are closed. Yah's pouring out wisdom to you, but you don't want it. Yah's blessing you with rain, but you ain't got nowhere to put the water. We have to look at this, brothers, as an opportunity for us to help each other. An opportunity just for to be examples to each other. Don't take what I do on YouTube or what anybody else does on YouTube. Because first of all, it's YouTube. Come on now. Don't take what anybody else uses as YouTube and let that affect you in a negative way to make you think that because you were unable to do it to the scale as other brothers, or you don't have it looking as immaculate as other brothers, that you're less of a brother. Look at this. See that ground right there? This is one of the reasons why I can't do cows. Because it'll take me 2 to 3 years for this to turn into grass. So I decided on goats, because goats like that. I decided on chickens, because I can turn this into chicken feed. All this wild amaranth, I can turn it to chicken feed. So do the best with what Yah's given you. Don't worry about the rest. Be a good steward with what Yah's given you. And don't worry about the rest. You'll find peace. You'll find shalom. A lot of reasons why a lot of y'all don't have that shalom is because you're always constantly comparing yourself to other people. It's always a competition amongst brothers. Instead of us being an example, giving something to imitate, and helping each other out in love. Because maybe, just maybe, I'd like to see your homestead better than mine. Okay, or as good as mine. But I don't want you to just be satisfied when you can squeeze out every last benefit out of your land. I'd prefer you do that. And if it means that your homestead gets better than mine, then hallelujah. Maybe you can show me something. Because I learned a lot from y'all. Bless y'all. Shalom.